why does he continue to make me speak about him, Kevin? I tend to not use his name on this show. I call him Jigaboo Supreme. That's what his nickname is here. The Grifter.
Screaming Steven.
Screaming Steven. Well, he went on, what the hell's that pod that he went on? He was on the Pivot. He's on the Pivot. And of course, people can't just leave well enough alone. If I got a situation with somebody and you're an interviewer, you're coming down here, you want to go ahead and get a topic, and I've already talked about this story ad nauseum. I've been to every single fucking platform out there, and I've told the same exact story or different variations of the story depending on where I am, because there's code switching that goes on with Stephen A. Smith, right? So I'm going to go and tell the story this way on here, and then I'm going to go over here and tell the story this way over here, and I'm going to go over here and tell the story this way over here. And every time I tell that story, I get a little bit more aggressive. However, it didn't seem that aggressive when you got pressed. I didn't see the aggression there. Didn't see it. So he goes on the Pivot, and here's the, they have the little snippet here. You ever see LeBron go to white boy like he did with me? Let's call it like it is. The only time he did was when he was making fun of Brian Windhorst, who supported him since high school. That's a funny statement because it's wrong. You ever hear of a guy named Doug Gottlieb? Mm-hmm. Braun goes to Doug Gottlieb all the time. Mm-hmm. Because why? Doug Gottlieb decides to want to go at LeBron all the time. So that there's banter going back. But Stephen A. Smith reminds me of a Karen. And what I mean by that is that Karen behavior is you become the aggressor, right? You're the aggressor. When somebody matches your aggression, you become the victim. So you go on every single platform for 20 years and talk about how Braun is this, Braun is that, he's never Jordan, that Jordan would never do this. You even had a serious segment about his Hennessy ad that was just supposed to be funny. That's all it was. He was poking fun at his decision and just having fun with social media, and you took it seriously to the point where you had a serious segment on your show. You're obsessed. So when you go ahead and say that I don't talk about LeBron unless I'm asked, who the fuck puts the stories and topics together on your show? Because every time that you tell us, you run First Take, don't you? You're the one that runs it. So when there's a LeBron topic there, why are you the first one to talk about it? If you never talk about LeBron James. He lives rent-free in your fucking head. And it's sad at this point. It is. Because I see the play. Me and Kev talked about it off mic. I see the play. It's like you have no more bullets left in the gun. You know that music artist that got that one song? And every time they play that song, they'll be able to get some spins. Yeah, I got this new record out here. Nah, we don't want that one. New record ain't gonna sell that much. You got that old one that you used to play? We'll keep that on rotation. Because as soon as you say LeBron James's name, everybody listens. No matter what LeBron does, the world stops and listens. So because of that now, you are going to continue to make yourself relevant. You'll go to the Pivot podcast and you'll go ahead and go tell the story again and tell it a little bit more aggressive. Why? Because you're a Karen. So let's go ahead and go. And this is the one that made me laugh, right? Because it's so funny how he likes to poke his chest out, like, and talk about, oh, I got receipts. Then show them then. Since you have all of these hidden stories and all this information, show it. Don't be a bitch. I hate people who are passive aggressive. Yo, listen, if you don't stop, then do it. I'm from Queens. I'm from New York. Like, stop talking about it. Because if you got all this ammo on LeBron talking about that you can be able to, go ahead. Go try and see if you can do it. See if it makes a difference in regards to what his career is at this point. See if you can be able to put a dent in the money that he's already made and continues to make off the court. Don't nobody care about what you got to say about LeBron. Only you do. Because you keep going to these shows, propping up your chest because you want to be on his level. It's sad. You're just a commentator. Just do that. This is why I have to continue to talk about him, because he's a sucker. That's the whole point, is that you keep talking about him because you know that he has no more time for you. It's like the dude that gets beat up, right? He gets beat up on the block, and the dude that beat him up is just sitting over there laughing while he's over there mouthing off to everybody. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. If we scrap again, we gonna see what happens. I already beat you up. I'm having fun with it at this point. You can go ahead and say whatever you want to say. I got stuff to do. I'm not going on a world tour de force, to keep talking about Stephen A. Smith. I went to your man that doesn't like you. That's how disrespectful Braun was. Is that I'm going to go to Pat McAfee. I'm going to give him the story because his show is bigger than yours. I don't waste my time with small potatoes. But yet you continuously put yourself out there. It's sad. This is loser behavior. And it makes all the sense in the world why now your straight shooter show is your main objective now. Because your sports takes suck. Your sports takes are starting to wane. And people are starting to roll their eyes every time they see you. And it's okay to be the useful idiot over here because they have a purpose for you. There's no purpose for you over here. So because there's no purpose and you start to feel that, you got to play the old hits again. Because clearly you want to get clicks and views. Me and Kev saw the play 6, 7, 8 years ago. He's like, yo, you realize that Stephen A. Smith is getting a lot more clickbaity on his show? Is that he's saying a lot more things that are just outlandish to the point where you know that he's desperate to get impressions. That's what that looks like to me.
I don't think he has the sources anymore.
He doesn't. He's not tapped in.
I think people have grown tired of him and all the sources that he used to drop. When's the last time he dropped any insider information?
It's been years. It's been years, and I'm talking about probably going on a decade.
I mean, you don't have that. You got to find something.
Correct.
Politics,
he has put it
whatever you can find.
Right, movies, do whatever you want to do. Go sell watches. Do something. Do something, because the sports side of this shit is about to dry up real soon. But again, because you're the useful idiot, they will always prop you out there. Because they always know that, yeah, Stephen A. Smith will go ahead and say some outlandish shit for us to get some more impressions. But is it anything of substance? Do you care to hear Stephen A. Smith break down anything in regards to football? Do you care to hear anything regarding Stephen A. Smith when he talks about certain breakdowns in basketball? Because he can't break down a game. He can't. I've never seen it. because he can't. God forbid they put him on boxing. That's a joke. And then they had him on UFC the other day.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Disaster. So again, where is your cachet? I can play the clip, but I'm just like, why? But you know what? Just for context, let's go ahead and go hear Screaming A. Smith. Let's go hear him.
So this is what I've done. And so, you know, what you see is a different culture. That's a conversation we never get into it really about in professional sports, but primarily the NBA, where you got cats and they go at NBA players and stuff like that. Like, you know, you bring up LeBron. You ever see LeBron go at a white boy? It's called what it is. You ever see him do that? You ever see you saw him come at me? Closest you ever came to seeing him do something like that was when he called out Brian Windhorst. What you calling out Brian Windhorst for? The man covered you since junior high school and has praised you repeatedly. And you use the Pat McAfee situation to go at him. You understand? And that's the only time you ever seen LeBron James, you know, really go at somebody white. I'm going to call it what it is. You know, so we understand each other. You know, I understand a lot more. And I'll tell you, I'll divulge to my boy and his boy right here, you know, when I did my monologue for 17 and a half, 18 minutes the day after, well, guess what? I found a way to win anyway. So this is what I've done. And so, you know, what you decided to go on Pat McAfee's show, all right? And I said what I said and meant every syllable of what I said. Immediately after, I was informed that we won't be hearing more from him about me. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Because I got receipts. I got receipts. Anytime, any place, anywhere. It's not just him. I pride my...
You are a bird. You are what people, when we used to be on a block and see dudes, you are the one that gets, like, he's the one that talks and then gets slapped in the face. And when he gets slapped in the face, he shuts up. And then when everybody dissipates and goes about their business, he starts talking again.
You remember Belly, where the guy was on the couch?
Yes. That's exactly who Stephen A. Smith is. That's exactly who he is. So for people who don't like Braun, they're going to go ahead and go cheer this and go clap this, right? For people who are neutral and just are looking at both sides of this and seeing all of the things that have transpired, you'll learn how to take an L, my man. Move on. If you know he's not going to say nothing about you anymore, then why are you talking? He already checked you and you did nothing. That's my whole point. If you wanted to be a tough guy, then you would have stood there on your 10 toes down and you would have had security parts, y'all. Not you opt to sit down. Come on now. Stop this. This is real life jig shit. You're jiggable. Because you're fake. I've never seen somebody use their platform to like turn into something else. You ain't about that, bro. Stick to what you do. Stick to kicking black women's back in on the politics side. Stick to keeping Jordan's nuts in your hand. And stick to what you know. That's pretty much it. Moving on.